Hey guys, welcome back to my video. Today we will try to learn about propositional logic in artificial intelligence. Now, what is propositional logic? Before learning about what is propositional logic, we need to know that it comes under logical representation. Now, this logical representation is one of the term under artificial intelligence in which we can use multiple logical varieties or types to predict particular things. Now we are having four types of logical representation. Under that, the two main out of this four is propositional logic and first order predicate logic. Propositional logic is also written as PL, and first order predicate logic is also written as FOL. Now we are going to learn only about propositional logic on this video. Now what is exactly propositional logic is? It is also called as Boolean logic. It has truth values, that is true or false. Because of that only we call it as Boolean logic. In other words, we can say it is made up of zeros and ones. It is considered as one of the most widely used logic in the world, especially when it comes to artificial intelligence. Many logics like planning, problem solving, decision making, etc. is done through this propositional logic techniques. Now, in order to understand this, we need to understand this table called as propositional logic table. So we are having multiple types. These are the symbolic representation and these are the word representation of the same. And at the right side, you will be able to see the examples. So just for time being, try to go through the example. We will try to learn in the next slide. Now, the first one is not, also called as negation. So it negates the sentences. Fine. Over here, the concentration will be on the sentence. Okay, as we are going to use artificial intelligence, the thing that we will be using is sentences. Okay. So, for example, if we want our robot to understand the sentence. So, what robot will do is it will come across these sentences, and the sentences will be converted into logic called as propositional logic, and it will try to find out the value out of it, that is true or false. Okay, now the first one is what? Not. And the second is and, third one is or, fourth one is implies, and last one is bidirectional, also called as if and only if. Fine. Now let us try to understand this table using examples. Now, one more thing before going further, I wanted to tell that, I said sentences, right? So, if I'm telling, if let us consider over here, if you will see, we are having multiple sentences. But if you will consider a sentence called as all the roses are red, over here we are giving the word called as all, right? So whenever the sentences contains all, the propositional logic will fail, because it doesn't has the capacity to apply on such sentences where all the rows, all the people, etc. is coming. So in such cases, we will be using the second variety called as first order predicate logic. Okay. Over here, we will just, for time being, we will understand propositional logic. So in order to understand the table, let us consider three examples or sentences. Sentence A is, it is humid. B, it is hot. C, it is raining. Okay. Now we will apply those table on this. So the first one is not. So if you will notice here, it represents a negation condition. So in order to know how it is working, over here what is the sentence? It is humid. Now if I will apply propositional logic on A, it will become negation of A, right? So if you will apply on the sentence, how it will become? It is not humid. Yes or no? Because we have applied negation on it, right? So it is representing the negation of A. So it is not humid. Okay, now second one that we need to understand is and, right? So it what is and is doing? It joins two statements with and clause. Okay, now we had two statements, right? Two sentences, right? So that is A and B. It is humid, it is hot. So if you will apply and in between A and B, what how it will be called as? It is humid and hot. I hope you people are understanding. Now, the next one that we need to understand is or, implies and bidirectional. So, under or, what is exactly or is doing? It joins two statements with or clause. Okay. Now, if I am applying the same on A and C, we were having three sentences. Out of this, I am applying on A and C. So what is A? It is humid. What is C? It is raining. So in between the clause will be applied. So that is or clause. So the answer is it is humid or raining. Okay. Now next is implies. What implies is doing? Let us consider sentence B and sentence A. If you are applying implies, it will be like sentence B is dependent on sentence A, and it's called implication. It uses if then clause. And one more thing, if sentence A is true, B will be true. If A is false, B will by default will be false. Okay. So we are applying on the same two sentences. We had two sentences A and B. A as it is humid, B as it is hot. Now in between we are applying implies. So how it will be called as? It will be if it is humid, it is hot. Or you can also write like if it is humid, then it is hot. Okay, both are one and the same. And the last one is bidirectional. What bidirectional is doing? In this sentence B, let us take example of A and B again. Over here, sentence B is dependent on A and vice versa. So that is nothing but over here it is one is not over there, only B was dependent on A. If A is true, then B is true. If A is false, B is false, like that, right? But over here both are dependent on each other. It is not like domination thing that is happening here. It is equal thing. Neutrality is present on bidirectional. So if A is dependent on B, B is also dependent on A, like that. Okay, so that sentence will be go like this. It will be it is humid if and only if it is hot, like that. See over there you need to write if and only if. Okay, it is hot. So these are the main terms that you need to understand about propositional logic. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe my channel.